Hi everybody, it's Vanessa. Welcome back to my channel. I hope all of you guys are staying happy and staying healthy. Today I am coming to you with a review on the new e.l.f Camo CC Cream. And I think that most of us saw this and automatically thought of the it Cosmetics CC Cream. Because that's kind of, been the popular CC cream on the market for the past few years. So that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. But yeah, let me just start off by saying that it runs into the same problem that the it Cosmetics CC cream has, which is the shade range kind of sucks. And as you can see, I don't know if you can tell on camera, I know during the application, you guys are totally going to see it, that this foundation is pretty dark on me. I'm wearing medium 330W, and it looks very tan on me. I feel like this shade is a shade that I would only wear probably in the spring and summer when I've kind of, gone a little bit of a natural tan or I'm self-tanning. But yeah, it's the shade range, the one right before this. I forgot what the shade name was, but I knew that it was going to be too light on me and that it wouldn't work in the warmer months. And this was really my only option, and there was nothing in between. I felt like it went from like a drastic light medium, I think what it's called. I'm gonna put the shades right up here somewhere. These aren't the most inclusive, I would say. And that's, I bought mine off the Ulta site, and yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's different on the e.l.f site. I'm gonna double check. But yeah, it really was my only option. So you guys are going to see that it's a little bit darker on me. Yeah, so let's get into some of the claims. So it's got an SPF 30, and it says full coverage, natural finish, collagen and peptides and niacinamide, I believe it's how it's pronounced. And the sunscreen that they're using is mostly, it's a combination of chemical and physical. I'm more of a fan of physical sunscreens, but the main ingredient here is chemical sunscreen. So if you're not a fan of chemical sunscreens, you might want to skip this one. If not, I mean, go for it. This is a combination of both chemical and physical. So as for the coverage, I think you guys can see that it has pretty good coverage. It has a coverage of like a regular foundation. I would say like a solid medium foundation. As for the finish, I would probably say that it's a pretty natural finish. I think that's a pretty good way to describe it. But yeah, I plan on wearing this for like a good at least 6 hours or so. I kind of want to do what, a full work day would be like. So I had this foundation on since 9:45-ish. So I'm planning on wearing it until maybe like 6 o'clock. So yeah, let's go ahead and get started on the application. And like I said, the foundation is a couple of shades darker than my current skin tone. So we're just gonna have to work with it. But yeah, so to the application. So let's get started on the application. I don't know if I mentioned it already, but I'm in shade medium 330W right there. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, so let's get started. And like I said earlier, I had kind of swatched it a little bit, and it looks like it is going to be quite a bit darker than I expected. So get my sponge. I'm just going to, so I've been having some dry patches like right on my cheeks, just from either a reaction to some new skincare, or I might have gotten a little bit sunburned. Not sure which one, could be a combination of both. So I made sure to moisturize really, really well, because I had a feeling that this was going to be a little bit more on the drying side, a little bit more matte. So we'll see how that goes. All right, guys, so I just finished applying it, and so my thoughts are, I'm really glad that I heavily moisturized, because I have a feeling that this probably would have been a little too matte for me if I had just gone with like my regular moisturizer. Like I needed kind of like a heavy duty one. So I'm glad that I did that. The second thing is like the shade is way off. Way off. Like I'm sure you can see on camera, and then I'm looking myself in the mirror and it's like a good maybe 2 shades darker than I am. Which sometimes it's not that big of an issue because I'll just kind of like self tan on and off throughout the year. And so if I were self tanning right now, it would probably be like a perfect match, but I'm currently not. So it's not a perfect match. But like I said, the shade range is just like very, very limited. So basically this was really my only choice in the shade range. The one right before would have been too light, and yeah, so hopefully I'll be self-tanning pretty soon, and it'll, you know, kind of match me a little bit better, but right now I'm not, so it's not a match, and we're just gonna have to work with it. I'm gonna put a little bit of concealer under my eyes. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup, and I will see you guys in a little bit, and I'll be doing a check-in midday, and then I'll do one last final check-in to see how it wore throughout the day. The only places I'm going to be powdering are under my eyes and on my eyebrows, just so they can stay on, but that's the only place that I'm going to powder. Everything else I'm just going to let the foundation do its own thing. So I will see you guys in a little bit. Alright guys, so I finished the rest of my makeup, did my eyes, did my face makeup. I added some blush and a little bit of highlight, and I only added powder to my under eyes and my eyebrows, and that's it. I'm going to let the foundation do its thing, and yeah, I'll do another check-in at around 1 o'clock. I put the foundation on at 9:45. Right now it's 10:30, so yeah, I will see you guys for my second check-in. So I'll see you guys in a few hours. So it's my midday check-in, and so far so good. I don't see it rubbing off anywhere. Blush highlighter still on. Yeah, the wear is so far pretty good. One thing I do have to mention that it's kind of creasing just a little bit around my nose, but nothing, you know, too bad. It's kind of kicking up just a little bit right around here around my laugh lines. But nothing too bad. So far the wear is pretty good. I'm pretty impressed. So we'll see how it holds up for the next few hours. I'm not sure if I mentioned the time. It's a little after 2:30 right now. It's 2:35 as I'm looking at the clock right now. So yeah, I'll come back here around 6 o'clock for my final check-in. Hey guys, so this is the last check-in, and basically the foundation was not like the absolute worst foundation I've ever used in my life, but it's not a great one either, in my opinion. As you can kind of see, I'm gonna try to get up close. And by the way, we're in my closet right now because it's the best lighting that I could find anywhere around here, so just ignore the piles of clothes. But basically right around here, my chin, it started kind of like caking up and looking a little like, it doesn't look very flattering. I was eating spicy food earlier, and it was really, really spicy, and I started rubbing my nose, so it came off like right around here, as you can kind of tell, because it's like looking like a completely different shade. One thing, a positive, is that it didn't continue to oxidize or anything like that. The color stayed pretty true, which was already pretty dark compared to my skin tone, so it didn't get darker or anything like that, so that's a plus. I noticed that it started settling into like all these little lines that I have right now, which I didn't even know that I had. Like when I smile, it's like, okay, I mean, obviously like I'm a little bit older. I have lines, texture, we all do. But like when I smile, it's like really clinging on to those dry patches that I talked about earlier, I think, where I mentioned that it's either like my new skincare routine or possibly like a little bit of a sunburn that I got. The first couple of hours, I didn't really notice any tightness or anything settling into lines. So this must have been like in the last probably like hour or two when it really started to settle, like right around here. My forehead's not too bad. I'm mostly noticing it like right here, all around here. It feels even like a little bit tight. Yeah, it just leaves like really bad, like, oh, I don't know if you guys can see, like I'm smiling and you can see like all that. There's foundations that don't do that. So it's not like a regular occurrence where, you know, I smile and you can see like all those little lines and all that texture. So I don't know where that's coming from. I would agree that it's probably like a natural finish. Maybe leaning more towards a little bit more matte. I really had to moisturize really well for it to kind of not feel as drying. Basically, my final thoughts are just, it's not great, it's not amazing, but it's not like the worst foundation that I've used. I think that it's definitely going to be a nice one for anybody who has a little bit more oily skin. It kind of tends to rub off, but it didn't like mention that it was like a super long lasting foundation or anything like that. It just said full coverage and natural finish, which for the most part I agree. I don't think that it's a foundation that I would be reaching for every single day, just because it does like really accentuate like this right here. And it's like for anybody who's over a certain age, you know, like late 20s, early 30s and beyond, that's not a area that you want to highlight. You know, I don't know many people who want to highlight that, you know, the under eye, you know, lines and baggage or anything like that. So I will definitely not be reaching for it every day. I think that it's probably more of like a summertime foundation, which by then hopefully my skin tone will be matching it a little bit more, and the SPF will be nice. So if I had to give it a rating, you know, 1 to 5 stars, 1 being absolute trash, 5 stars being the most like amazing holy grail foundation, I would probably stick to something in the middle and give it like a 3.7 or something like that. Like I said, it wasn't the absolute worst foundation. It wasn't the best. I think that it's definitely not necessarily geared towards my skin type because I'm a little bit more on the drier side. So if you have oily skin, it probably would work like way better on you. But yeah, so, but then again, it's doing like that, you know, breaking down. So, and I have dry skin. So I don't know. I feel like, so I'll leave it at this. I think that if you have more oily skin, you'll probably get a better wear out of it. I don't think that it's going to be the longest lasting foundation or anything like that, but it's definitely going to perform better on more oily skin types. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.